Hey guys, I'm super excited about this new session I'm going to talk to you about. Interestingly enough, the customer didn't want to share his video because he is well known in Orlando, but he did allow me to share the details because it is really mind-blowing, the information that he gave me, and I trust it completely because he actually was under trance from the time he closed his eyes to the time that he opened his eyes. He does not remember one single word he said. So I just feel like this information is as pure as we're going to get it. And with that said, it was all about the initial humans on the earth as far as how they were created by the Ashtar command or the people from Ashtar. And he was from Ashtar, and those were the beings that were providing the information. When I asked, who am I talking to, who am I speaking with, they would say Ashtar. So with that said, when I initially put him under trance and he started on the first scene, he saw a place that was all white crystal. And as I started going through the information, basically he was seeing water, blue water, and then he saw these buildings made of white crystal. The water was blue, the buildings were floating in the water, and they were made of crystal. And I asked him, how did people did he see people? First of all, did he see other people there? And he said yes. And they were going from building to building through these glass pathways that connected the buildings. Because I had asked him, how do they get people, you know, to go from side to side? And he said that they were just glass pathways in between. And I asked him, what did the sky look like, to see if he was maybe in another planet. And he did mention that the sky was red and it had some blue in it as well. So I asked him about the people that he saw walking on the glass pathways, and he says they were flesh, and they were all of the same gender. They didn't have hair. They had green eyes, a small mouth, no ears, 4 fingers, 4 toes. And then he proceeds to tell me that it's called Atlantis. And I asked him what planet was he on, because I thought it was odd that the sky was red. And he said Mars. And he was there as a scientist, connecting with people, sharing thoughts, so everybody's connected telepathically. And he was telling me that we need to move. And I didn't understand what he was talking about. And he said, we need to move because there's a firestorm coming and there's going to be a meteor that's going to hit the planet. So I closed that scene and I took him to the next scene. And the next scene, they had literally moved Atlantis to Earth. And he says, you know, we're on Earth. He's still a scientist. He doesn't have a body. And they are here to evolve the race of the Atlanteans. It's the same crystal city where there are humans, metals, labs, levitation, walking. He says there were really big people. And when I asked who was providing the information, he said Ashtar. So he proceeds to tell me that the first, in the lab, the first, I don't want to call them humans because they weren't really humans, but the first beings that they created were blue-skinned. They had hair, brown, they have a cone head, and these are going to be the teachers of the people that are going to build Earth. And again, they have no gender and they do not eat. they sustain themselves from crystal energy. And as I was thinking about this, I thought, oh my God, those are the gods from India, like Krishna and Ganesh. You know, they are always depicted in blue. So it looks like, and again, they always look like teachers, right? And that makes total sense. Then the second kind that they created in the lab were the brown skin, and these still have cone heads. So the blue had a cone head, and these brown skin people also had cone heads. So they had brown skin, brown hair. And what the blue people taught them, as well as Ashtar, was to build cities and pyramids and bases. And I said, so what's the purpose of the pyramids? And they said to connect to the stars using water and crystals, the sun, and the chambers that have the energy on them. So I said, and they said that they put pyramids all over the earth. And I said, well, how did you do that? You had to travel somehow. And they said that it was done by levitation. So then from there, we move on to the next creation, which is the human. And so the human lived in the forest wild. Now the human can procreate. He has black skin. He created male and female, and they're not cone head. And so he also mentioned, I said, so once the humans came along, did you leave? Because you're done, right? You created your project, you're done, it was successful. Did you leave Earth? And they said no, that they stayed here and they're still here. And I said, why? And they said, because they are protecting nature. And so he also mentioned that our DNA is being changed by the chemicals in the food. So as always, go organic if possible. So basically the humans were the new breed between the Atlanteans and Ashtar people. And what I was asking him about the chemicals in the food was, can we as humans request that our DNA be restructured so that the chemicals don't affect us? And they said that we didn't want that. And I was like, how is it possible that us humans wouldn't want that? And he said that there was a percentage of the humans that had said they did not want that. And I said, who? And they said the reptilians. They said that 10% of humans are reptilians, and that they had shape-shifted into the humans through DNA. So they had kind of melded with our DNA to create the reptilian human. And I said, okay, if that's the case, how can we tell that a human is a reptilian? And they said to look at their eyes, that they blink differently, they don't close their eyes as much, and their eyes change color, and that they're very, very smart. So I hope that this information helps a little bit more in the understanding of how things happen, or at least regarding the blue teachers, and also Atlantis, and how to spot a reptilian. So I thought that was really cool, and really cool information. And like I said, I completely trust it because he was in trance from the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this tidbit of information, and if you have any comments, let me know. Other than that, you know where to find me at healingthepasttherapy.com. Thank you.